Long ago, when the world was bright and full of stories, an evil wizard gained the power to touch the face of God. Narrativa, goddess of stories and weaver of our world, banished him to the void, but not before he stole a piece of her divine essence. With this newfound power, the wizard lay a dread curse upon all the world, the Glyph Purge, which struck from the minds of all mortals the knowledge of how to read and write. Now, all that stand between the Isle of Meotia and an age of endless ignorance are the bards, who tell stories of distant lands, exotic creatures, and brave heroes. This is one such tale. Hello and welcome to Challenge Rating Zero, the latest and greatest Dungeons & Dragons podcast to hit the internet airwaves. I am Sam, your Dungeon Master, and I am joined, as always, by my longtime friends and adventuring companions.
Hello, I'm Brian, and I play Hektor the Gatekeeper.
Hey, I'm Beth, and we're not doing a Gargoyles fan cast, so deal with it.
We certainly are not doing a Gargoyles fan cast.
Why not?
Keep going. Who's next?
All right. Hey guys, I'm Alex, and tonight I'll be playing Ruger Fireride.
And last but not least, we have the man who calls himself Michael, but who we call Parker. Michael Parker playing the druid Zurabak. Say hi, Parker.
Hi, Parker. Sorry, I spaced out. I was on the fan cast.
Parker, are you simultaneously recording our, as of now, non-existent Gargoyles fan cast while we're trying to make challenge rating 0? Because I don't think you can do both of those, homie.
That sounds like quitter talk.
Maybe it's just another of our many ill-fated attempts to make a group costume that never goes anywhere. Maybe that's what we're doing.
It would be so fucking involved. For the listeners at home, right before we started recording, there was much discussion of the Disney cartoon show Gargoyles coming at you on demand on Disney Plus. Challenge Rating 0, definitely not brought to you by Disney Plus or any affiliation with Disney Plus. But Gargoyles is fun.
Disney Plus?
What?
All right, just real quick. Sam is Hudson. Alex is Brooklyn.
Sure.
I am Lexington.
Right.
Beth is Desdemona.
Sure.
And Parker is Broadway.
Okay.
I feel insulted, but okay.
Or Bronx.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, Parker's definitely Bronx, the wingless gargoyle dog that didn't have the power of speech. That had to be carried. Anyway, is
it Demona? Is that it? The primary antagonist of the Disney animated series? So I am your villain? That's what you've gone with?
Yes, Beth, I think it's clear in all of our group dynamics on and off the show that you are definitely the villain.
Whatever wiki you're reading calling her the primary antagonist when David Xanatos is standing right the fuck there is...
I am reading Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Listeners, I apologize.
Yeah,
Once again, there seems to be some sort of reality bleed, and our non-existent Gargoyles fan cast is bleeding into our Challenge Rating 0 feed, so I apologize. But really, you're getting 2 shows for the price of 1. I had an action figure of Brooklyn when I was a kid, and he was ice-themed, which made no sense, because they're flying magic lizards, but he shot icicles. It was weird. Yeah.
I just had the regular ones, and then I had a Goliath that could break out of the stone.
See, now I'm honestly
the
starting
name of this character literally translates to she-demon. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
It's the classic Latin, put an A on that shit.
Okay, I'm sorry, Beth, you can be Fox. You can be Fox. You can be Fox and not be a gargoyle with the rest of us.
It's fine.
You can just be a human.
Nah.
Wow.
That's good. What we need to do is stack up the Gargoyles referencing with crosstalk, so it's literally audio poison. That's the secret to this Gargoyles fan cast, is that we all talk over each other about 90s cartoons that no one fucking watches anymore. So when last we left our heroes, I'm a little hot, and I apologize. The listeners don't need to hear that.
Let's walk it back. Let's all walk it back.
When last we left our heroes...
Maybe this is the episode where they really like us, though, Sam. Because they finally see our true in our character.
Just turn me to stone now and I'll shut up.
I don't know how much of that I'm going to have to cut out. That's the thing.
Almost all of it.
I don't know how much I'm going to have to just cut. So, when last we left our heroes. Welcome to our new segment, 90s Cartoon Nostalgia, where we're just going to open every episode of our fucking D&D podcast with a 90s cartoon show that was radical.
Finally.
Okay. Mummy's alive?
Buggermans from Mars? How many else can we name? Let's just name shows.
Oh my god, where are we going right now? Do I need to turn this car around?
When last we left our heroes, Hektor, Rilla, Zurabak, and the lawman Ruger Firehide were in the heart of the dwarven stronghold of Grotmire, specifically within the bowels of the ancient sealed-off jade mine belonging to the Iron Shogunate, mineshaft number 10. Due to Whiskers, the now deposed Emperor of Rats, exposing all of the Everspring Mountains to rock joint, this horrific illness, including one of our protagonists, Hektor himself. Our heroes are combing the depths of this mineshaft in order to find the cause of this ancient and terrible disease. They met and battled Earth Mephits, tiny winged imp-like creatures bent on chaos and destruction. They met a mysterious dwarf named Sarissa, who guided them through the mineshaft after our heroes rescued them from the horrid attack of these Mephits. But as they got to the central hub of mineshaft number 10, a wide room with a pool of water that was the initial source of the rock joint illness so terribly long ago, Sarissa revealed their true form. A Medusa, a long beard made up of a mass of venomous, quivering snakes, menacing Ruger Firehide, who had been lulled over to Sarissa's side. And so we find our heroes, now, in real time, standing arrayed against the edge of this pool of water, about 30 feet wide, in a large stone chamber. Ruger Firehide, you were standing right next to your traveling companion, Sarissa. You have locked eyes with this creature, who has used this very moment to pierce into your soul with their petrifying gaze. I need you, Ruger Firehide, to roll me a Fortitude saving throw.
I knew it was coming. 11.
Ruger Firehide, as you stand next to Sarissa, the two of you near this ancient table with some petrified remnants of dwarfs standing around it, you lock eyes with this Medusa, and as the shock overtakes your face, your body is immediately and permanently turned into stone.
Can
Ruger, what up?
Can I at least strike a somewhat cool pose? Like, can I hit a stance or like hit him with the blue steel or whatever?
Of course. I mean, of course. What were you thinking? What kind of pose? Are you like Captain Morganing? Like, what are we doing? Are you planking? Like, what's the?
I don't know. I mean, I still am reacting to the shock of seeing beard snakes, so I can't completely dictate the pose, but I'd at least like my facial expression to have that, like, I just kind of want to, look in style in stone.
You have one eyebrow up, you're smirking, and you're tipping the very brim of your hat. As you turn to stare, like, it starts at your feet and you're like, oh shit, and as you scramble to figure out what to do, you just strike the dopest pose you can and are overcome with stone. So,
alrighty.
The Ruger Firehide, you have been petrified by a Medusa's gaze.
It is now time for the party to roll initiative. The rest of you just saw Ruger get turned into stone. And
no, I didn't.
Sarissa, forgive me. I forgot the most important part. Last session, Hektor blindfolded himself and has been blind this entire time. So yeah, Hektor, you didn't see shit, but Rilla and Zurabak, you just saw Ruger Firehide get turned to stone. All right, Rilla, what'd you get?
I got a 14.
14. Hektor, what'd you get?
20.
Very cool. Zurabak, what'd you get?
18. Snake got, 13.
That's pretty good. Sarissa got better than all of you, which is good for me.
Did you catch that my initiative was 0? Because I'm a statue.
Yes. You are the most styling statue in this entire mine shaft, full of the unfortunately petrified dwarves.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Is he aware?
Absolutely not. No, he is stone from flesh to cell. Like he is a completely stone creature. There's no brain activity. It's absolutely through and through rock.
Cool.
You could chip off his arm, and if you could magically bring him back, he'd not have that arm anymore. That's a thing.
Why would you tell them that? Why would you tell them that?
Time to pick up sculpting, I hear.
Who knows? I might cut that out later. Anyway, so the situation is you all are standing next to this big pool in this big room, and Sarissa has just revealed they're a Medusa and immediately turned Ruger Firehide to stone. The rest of you are about, 20, 30 feet away from what's going on, and Sarissa won that initiative roll, so she is going to sweep her gaze over, as her action, over Zurabak. Zurabak, I need you to roll me a fortitude saving throw as this Medusa's gaze washes over you.
18. 17? 18. 18.
Okay. So, as this creature's eyes sweep over you, you feel your skin start to stiffen, but you are able to fight off the supernatural force of this Medusa. You have succeeded on your saving throw. You are not turned to stone. Congratulations. She is then going to back up quickly from you guys, moving in a circle around this pool in the center of the room and farther away from you folks. She's about, let's say 50 feet away from you now. Hektor the Gatekeeper, keeper of the gates. It is your turn. You are blindfolded. The world is a pitch black abyss. There is no light, no contrast. There's naught but darkness. But oh, can you hear? Why don't you go ahead and just roll me a listen check so we can see how well you can navigate, period. Just start off with that.
I rolled a natural 20.
Pretty good.
On that listen check, which is 22 total.
Fantastic.
Because I don't have shit in listen.
You've been doing this blindfold thing for a while now, and you're pretty comfortable with the darkness. You cock your head to the side and try to pick up what's going on, and from the sounds of things, stuff's not going great. You can hear the hissing of several beard snakes. You know they're beard snakes. And
it's a
scurrying.
distinctive hiss.
Yeah. And scurrying. You can pinpoint where Sarissa is, but you can't see them, obviously. But that you can charge in their general direction and try to hit them if you'd like. What would you like to do?
Yeah, okay. I was considering going for one of my throwing weapons, but that seems even worse blind.
If you aced it though, right?
It would be amazing.
Did, oof.
And I would not see it. And I would never believe it.
Yeah, I am gonna go ahead and rage.
Fantastic. Hektor the Gatekeeper pulls upon their barbarian bloodline. Their adrenal glands flare up, and pure might flows through your veins as the anger overtakes you. What do you do?
And then I am going to charge across the chamber.
Loose stone and wet gravel crunch under your feet as you charge directly forward at the sound of Sarissa's retreat. Yeah. That listen check was so good. You pick up precisely where they are. You know what square they're in. I'll let you get an attack, but it's 50-50 miss chance because you literally can't see. So 50 or below you miss. Typical blindness rules in 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, let's see if you can make contact.
92 on my percentile die.
Wow, that's gonna be a hit. Holy crap! What'd you get on your attack roll?
23 on my attack.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hit. You fucking hit Sarissa. Hektor blindly charges in a full barbarian rage across this room, chasing after Sarissa as they try to make their escape, and even blindfolded, channeling the rage of his ancestors, Hector's able to make contact with his massive hammer. How much damage do you do?
17 points of damage.
Ooh-wee. A mighty, mighty blow. Fantastic. So Hector rushes forward and smashes. You hear the satisfying crunch of bone under your heavy maul, and an agonized wail escapes this creature who you once thought was an innocent under your care.
And as I finish striking the blow, I just kind of mutter to myself, cards aren't fucking real.
Very cool. So that makes it... let's see... That makes it Zurabak's turn. Zurabak, I'm gonna need you, since it is the start of your turn, to roll me another fortitude saving throw, because Sarissa's still looking at all of you. And the way gaze attacks works are, at the start of your turn, unless you specifically avert your gaze, you're gonna have to make me a saving throw. So would you like to specifically avert your gaze? Okay, roll me a fortitude saving throw. Okay, you are once again able to fight off the effect of this dreaded Medusa's petrifying gaze. Nicely done. Your powerful constitution is able to fight off this effect. It is your turn. What would you like to do with it?
I just move up 30 feet, I guess.
Okay. Nothing for your action?
Nah.
Alrighty. So Zurabak moves up, determined to not avert his gaze as this Medusa tries to turn his companions to stone. Zurabak tactically moves forward. Rilla Longshadow, sorceress of the Springvale Forest. It is the start of your turn, and because Sarissa is still gazing upon you, I'm gonna need you to roll me.
She gazes upon all of us at once?
Yeah, she's like looking at the whole room. If you're within the area of a gaze attack in 3.5, you just roll at the start of your turn, unless you want to avert your gaze. You can look away if you'd like and avoid that, but you're gonna have penalties to try to hit them, is how that whole thing works.
Here's my question. If I look away, how hard will it be to cast a spell?
They'll have concealment, so they'll have like 20% miss chance if you're trying to attack them. If you're doing AoE shit, though, that's not really a problem.
Cool, I look away and I cast glitter dust at the bitch.
That's fan-fucking-tastic. Would you like to tell our beautiful listeners what glitter dust does?
Do you want me to read the description? A cloud of golden particles covers everyone and everything in the area, causing creatures to become blinded and visibly outlining invisible things for the duration of the spell. All within the area are covered by the dust, which cannot be removed and continues to sparkle until it fades. I'm trying to blind her. That's the only thing I really care about.
That's very, very cool and very good. So an explosion of glitter smashes into this cavern, erupting and blooming, covering both Sarissa and Hektor the Gatekeeper.
It is a DC 15 will save to not be blinded.
Shit. Well, Sarissa got a 10.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
So that's gonna last for the next 6 rounds.
Damn. Okay. So,
How much do my muscles glisten with all the glitter on them?
Like a Twilight vampire.
I don't know. I can't see.
Can I specify? My glitter is, I'm gonna say it's like bubblegum pink this time.
absolutely.
That seems fun.
Absolutely, yeah. So this incredibly outrageously pink glitter enfolds both Sarissa and Hektor the Gatekeeper in this horrific swirl of gaudy, craft supplies. And Hektor is absolutely fine. His eyes are completely covered by a cloth he wrapped them with when he first got into this fucking dungeon. Sarissa shrieks. She shrieks in pain. Her hands clutching at her eyes, trying desperately to get the glitter out from her face. But you know, that glitter just moves around. You never get it off. And she shrieks in pain, clawing at her face. You do notice, though, that the snakes in her beard are still looking around, almost completely unfazed, and they are paying very close attention to Hektor standing right in front of them. So you have absolutely blinded Sarissa. Their eyes are shut tightly, and they're trying to dig glitter out of them, but it looks like their snakes might still be able to see a little bit. Excellent turn. Very cool stuff. Glitter dust. Amazing. So we don't got to worry about that gaze attack anymore. Sorry, Ruger. Man, wasn't expecting
and
that.
I stroll, I saunter 30 feet up. So now I don't care.
Yeah, so now you're just standing next to Zurabak and you're both just arms crossed staring at what's going on. You're like, which one of them do you think's gonna die first? As two blind warriors. Anyway, so it is Snake's turn after all that. It is Snake's turn. What does Snake do?
Snake moves up 20 feet.
Okay.
I mean, let's do 40. He double moves.
Gotcha. So Snake moves up a bit. Then that is Snake's turn.
Yep.
It is back up to the top with Sarissa's turn. Sarissa, still clawing desperately at their eyes, is going to shriek, "You meddling adventurers! Oh! Oh, gosh! Oh! By the void, I'll skin you all! I've been here for so long, I just want to get out of this mine! You can kill me if you want, but you'll never cure these people! Only I know how to stop this!" And as she shrieks that, the snakes growing from their beard are going to lash out at Hektor almost of their own accord and try to hit him. And Hektor, does an 18 hit your armor class?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So these beard snakes lash out at you, Hektor, and I'm going to need you to make me a fortitude saving throw as the venom from these creatures flows through your veins.
23.
Okay, so you are not poisoned. This venom from these crazy beard snakes. You feel it being pumped into your veins, but your hardy barbarian constitution, especially with this rage on you, is definitely fighting off this toxic venom. You do feel something strange, though. Your strength isn't sapped, your vitality isn't drained by this poison. You're able to fight off the worst of its effects. However, that disc-shaped patch of stone on your chest, the second this poison gets into you, it expands. You feel it grow, like a lot. Like it triples in size as soon as this snake bites you. You are going to take -1 to all saving throws as this patch of stone on your flesh covers your entire pectoral muscle and half of your left shoulder. This stone hardening sickness you have seems to have reacted very poorly with the venom from these snakes. It is tripled in size, and you now have -1 to all saving throws. That is Sarissa's turn. Oh wait, you're also going to take some damage from the snake bite. You take 3 points of piercing damage from the snake bite. But yeah, you feel, Hector, your flesh stiffen incredibly painfully. Your shoulder now has lost like half of its articulation, and as you try to move around this mass of stone that feels like it's creeping deeper into your body, like deeper than your surface skin, it hurts. It feels like you're trying to flex around like the most horribly like tight-fitting clothing you can imagine with like sharp corners. It feels like there's a breastplate strapped to your skin, like working around it, the parts that aren't stone, like hurts. It's incredibly uncomfortable. That is Sarissa's turn, and Hector, we're back to you. So you are standing, blinded, in front of Surissa, who has just claimed that they know how to fix this sickness, and exposure to the snake venoms has seemingly exacerbated your problem. What do you do, sir?
Well, I know what is smart to do, but also Hector is in the middle of a battle rage.
Yeah.
So I think I just swing.
Yeah. 50-50 mischance. We came in blind, we're going out blind. That's how this dungeon runs.
It's a blind warrior versus a blind monster. I can't make it unfair.
Roll it up.
52 on the percentile die.
Yep, that is a confirmed hit. You are able to make
natural fucking 20.
Yep. Roll to confirm.
Those dice just freaked the fuck out of
me.
25 to confirm.
Hector the Gatekeeper has scored a critical hit while blind. Only Hector, only the chieftain's son from the Gatekeeper clan could claim such a ridiculous
do you know
feat.
what the critical threat range of a maul is? It's ×3.
Ooh.
It's a big heavy weapon.
Oh no.
Says Brian, not Hector, right?
41 points of damage.
Ooh!
41.
Okay, so you do 41 points of damage. So you, let me do the math. Yeah. So you have outright killed, just outright killed this creature. Hector,
that's not good.
Hector the Gatekeeper, you, in a literal blind rage, pursuing your prey implacably, have wielded your maul with a supernatural flair and have brought it down on the head of this blinded Medusa and have completely dispatched Sarissa. We're playing 3.5 rules where you're not dead till you're at -10. You have outright murdered this creature completely. Congratulations, that's the fight. Sarissa's fucking dead. Hector, while blindfolded, got a crit and just murdered this Medusa.
Oh no.
So, Alex, you have a backup character, right?
I am spitting ideas as we speak, baby.
I'm sorry.
That is
Well,
okay.
I'm a little disappointed. I kind of wanted to eat her snakes,
So this
but
is the
they're
most
all
Still could.
smashed now.
this is the most fun that could have possibly happened for me, the dungeon master, because killing a Medusa doesn't fix it. So, Hector, you notice immediately that as you completely pulverize this Medusa, I mean Gallagher smash, watermelon splatter, like driven into the rocky stone of this mine, that your illness has not gone away at all. And Zurabak and Rilla, you see that like none of the petrified remnants of any of these dwarves become flesh, and Ruger Firehide is definitely still a statue. Yeah, and Hector, you still have this stony patch. So, Ding Dong, the witch is dead. What do you guys do now?
Lament over the wasted snake.
Zurabak
Tell
laments.
Hector to calm the fuck down. Hey, buddy, you might want to breathe. Whoo, hee, hoo, whatever. Just
Did we win?
No.
well, you can take the blindfold off because you definitely killed the Medusa, but
Unless there's more.
I don't think there are. Shit. All right, well.
Call the episode right there. That's the tagline. Just, it's done. Shit. I'm sorry.
This is my favorite shit is when the bad guy's like, I have knowledge you need, and you're like, we fucking kill it. Fuck, they had knowledge we need. Shit! Oh no!
To be fair, Zurabak was going to kill it anyway.
Of course, but that's
Yeah.
why there's the other party members.
Remember when I said I knew what the smart thing to do was, but Hector's in a battle
No,
rage?
I love this
Played your
space.
character.
This is precisely the space we should be in. But what do you guys fucking do? You're in this chamber in this mine shaft. The water, there's a pool making up the center of it. Stalactites are dripping into
Suicide
this
pact,
big pool.
everyone
There's
drinks the water.
what?
Suicide pact, everyone drinks the water.
Yeah, everyone drinks the clearly befouled
I'm
water.
Right after you, Zurabak. Right after you.
I do not put
Rilla
in Sage Council
leaves.
because I am
Yeah.
a statue. So
Yeah, you're dead. You're dead to us right now. Shit.
Poor Ruger.
This feels like it'd be good to have a cleric, mostly.
hey,
You know?
I haven't played one of those in quite a while. Maybe that'll be my next character.
This could be a great new precedent we start where Alex plays a cycle of many dozens of characters that just die every, 10 episodes or so.
Like the
And then he has to write another 10-page backstory and go.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of Google Docs for Alex to get through, like a lot.
I will do it. I will commit. I will go down as Ruger Firehide statue, and I will be back next week with somebody new.
All right, without touching anything, I want to start looking around, like, very carefully. Like, what the fuck is in here besides an obviously poison, water source?
For sure. You take a look around. Does anyone else want to do anything while Rilla's taking a look around?
Hector timidly lifts his blindfold up and peers at the gory mess of Medusa in front of him, and then looks around and sees all of the still petrified things. And then collapses to his knees and starts crying.
Zurabak's poking the Medusa with his foot.
Yep. That's a beautiful tableau against which Rilla starts thoroughly investigating this room. Rilla, haunted by the echoing weeping of Hektor, whose crocodile tears flow down his face. You start...
Crocodile tears are fake tears.
Yeah, I was going to say
forgive
these
me.
are...
Whose massive and very meaningful and real, sincere tears. What's the opposite of a crocodile? His flamingo tears flowing down his face. Hashtag flamingo tears flowing down his face. You start investigating. You is there anything specific you want to look at? Or
see, I don't know that the snakes made Hektor worse, so I think I would be looking at, like, is there a source for the water? What's around the edges? You know, where did she live in here? Where's
okay,
her
gotcha.
stuff?
So you're investigating the room in general. Great. So you look around. Careful not to touch the water supply. You do peer up into the stalactites hovering over this water supply as you're searching this room. I assume you employ your dancing lights to give you a little easier time looking at stuff. And you do notice something weird in the stalactites. It's something you haven't seen since you guys got out of the necropolis. Hanging upside down like a spike of shimmering energy amongst the cluster of stalactites in the ceiling of this room is some sort of strange, looks like a void spike hanging from the ceiling of this room. It's small, nowhere near as big as the one in the necropolis, but there does seem to be a small void spike hidden amongst the clusters of regular stalactites hanging from the ceiling of this room. You, as this comes into view, as the glow from the orbs of your dancing lights sort of pick up this spike, you see the outlines of two small winged impish creatures moving around amongst these stalactites as well. These earth mephits that assailed you earlier, but just as you see them, they both fly into this strange void spike, and it disappears.
Fucking hate this place.
Did
Does anyone else see the rip into the void? Anyone see the hole in reality again?
I smirk knowingly as a statue.
You think you see Ruger move a little bit. But yeah, so it looks like there was a hole in reality in this place for some amount of time, and that may have been where these earth mephits came from. As you continue searching around the place, you do find in one of the other mine shafts that led into this large room that there is sort of a makeshift bedchamber. A bunch of slabs and piles of stone arranged in a makeshift bed and table and chair. There is some rudimentary like vanity set up with a bunch of different colors of like what looks like powdered stone that's been sort of made up into like weird makeup, and a bunch of chunks of just raw jade arranged here and there. You find a couple of items of note, since you're just taking a good long time searching. You find underneath this stone slab that's something of a rudimentary bed. You do find a quill pen, an ink pot, and a small book with writing in it. It is bound in a beautiful sort of scaled leather-like material. but it is under the bed, and you also find a few scrolls bound in scroll cases. If you rolled up pieces of paper, there's 3 of them there. Also, of course, completely indecipherable. And the last thing you find is a dagger, what looks to be a very well-made dagger. Its hilt is covered in extremely finely cut jewels, and it's wrapped in sort of what looks like gold wire. It looks like a very well-made dagger, dripping with opulence. That is what you find in this bed chamber. Zurabak, you're poking the body. Does that mean you're searching it as well?
I mean, I guess.
Fantastic. So you poke the body with your bare foot. I keep making that mistake. I almost made it again. You poke this body with your foot, and unfortunately the snakes are mostly pulverized. There's 1 or 2 hanging from what's left of the jaw of this poor Medusa, but they are definitely lifeless. But underneath the now incredibly red-stained robes that Sarissa was wearing, there are a few objects in a belt pouch tied around their waist. You find a small bit of, like a small handful of coins, some gold and some platinum. It's about 10 gold and 5 platinum. There is a small case with 3 vials of this strange, like scintillating green liquid. They're stoppered with cork stoppers and like carefully arranged in this small leather case that straps to their belt. You have no idea what that might be. And you also find a short length of wood tucked into their belt as well, with a well-carved handle on it. Do you all share your findings with one another?
Okay, so here's what I want to do with her room. So I don't trust touching anything, and you gave me a necklace that gives me mage hand.
I sure did.
So I want to first detect magic, make sure this shit isn't going to explode. And then if it isn't, I'm just going to use mage hand to sweep it all into that bag of holding we got. And I'm just going to toss it all in there. The jade, the book, the dagger, all that shit. Just dump it in a bag without touching anything. That's what I want to do.
Fantastic. You cast Detect Magic. There's like 5 sizable chunks of raw jade. There's the quill pen, the ink bottle, and the small book, like a journal. None of those have a magical aura. These 3 scrolls and the dagger definitely have magical auras.
Can I stick magic in a bag of holding? Or
yes, you can absolutely place magical items in a bag of holding. If the magical item is another sort of pocket dimension, there can be problems, but none of that's a thing here. So you can very easily scoop all this stuff into your bag of holding.
Cool. I do that, and then I come back out, and I report what I have, and that I don't want to touch anything. And I ask if you guys have found anything.
Gotcha. So Rilla comes back with tales from this Medusa's bedchamber. Hector, how you doing, bud?
Not well. Pretty broken. Emotionally speaking.
For sure.
Spiritually speaking.
Right. As you've been weeping, the petrification has now encompassed your entire left shoulder. And it is almost impossible for you to move your left arm at this point. Zurabak, do you report your findings on this? What you found on Sarissa?
Is there a way I could identify the fucking stuff? In the vials.
If you have
Craft alchemy?
Yeah, if you have craft alchemy, you could
I do.
You could roll high on that. Yeah. Also, detect magic lasts for a little bit. Rilla, as you come back and report your findings, you're getting a magical glow off this short segment of wood. That's probably a
Sam,
wand.
detect magic is a 0 level spell, and I can do 6 of those a day. So we can just say I cast another one.
Yeah, for
focus
sure.
on it to figure out what school it is at least.
18 on the craft.
That's pretty good. So you... Specifically, how do you investigate these 3 vials of this weird green substance?
Well, first he probably smells them.
Okay. You take the stopper off and you sniff it. A curl of blue-gray smoke winds into the air from the strangely boiling fluid that is contained inside this vial. The second you take the cork off, it starts to boil in the vial. You take a big whiff. It smells familiar to you. There's definitely some sort of venom in whatever this is. It's not just venom, but you're very well versed in poisons coming from the swamp and the company you keep. There's definitely some sort of venom in this vial. There's additives for sure. It's not just pure venom. But there's some sort of you'd guess maybe snake venom, making up a major component of whatever liquid is in these vials.
Can I do a knowledge nature then?
Sure.
18 again. Different
Okay.
bonuses, but math. Don't you hate it?
With that nature check, you're pretty sure from the juices that are unfortunately accumulating around Sarissa's corpse, this is Medusa snake venom. Whatever's in these vials, the chief component seems to be Medusa snake venom. You're not exactly sure why they would collect it in these vials or what other ingredients are in there as of yet, but that's... Whatever's in here is some concoction that includes the venom from this Medusa's snakes.
Neat.
Yes. You aren't going to be entirely sure what it does unless you, run some tests and or drink it.
I mean,
Why do you gotta
part of
say
me says
this?
yes.
Since I am already mid-petrification, if you want me to be the test subject for drinking that liquid, this is my mess.
Oh, it's not gonna help anything.
It might kill you. Can I see what school is it? Is it magic, Sam? I cast detect magic.
The contents in these vials are not magic. They're alchemical, but no more than like an acid flask or an alchemist fire. So no, there's no like spell casting or proper magic involved with whatever's going on with these vials. The short length of wood tucked into Sarissa's belt is definitely magical. It gives off an aura of abjuration. It's some sort of abjuration or a spell. So it deals with...
Yeah, explain abjuration.
It deals with the abjuration school of magic, which is like... Abjuration is guards, wards, defensive magic, things like that. Abjuration magic usually bolsters or removes, harmful effects sometimes.
I also should get the strength of the aura. Looking at detect magic.
It's
round 3.
It's moderate.
I throw the wand in the bag too. We'll figure it out later. Hector, you drinking the sludge?
Yeah, is that where we're at?
Zurabak does not recommend.
Yeah, Hector, you remember just moments ago when you got bit by this Medusa's beard snakes? Your affliction did not react well to the introduction of that venom into your bloodstream. Zurabak has determined that the main ingredient in whatever these vials are is Medusa snake poison. It's probably not going to go good for you.
No, it's like a vaccine, right? You gotta have some of the bad to train your body to fight it.
Maybe. So, here's the situation you guys are in. Ruger is made of stone.
I could try to cast neutralize poison on Hektor.
You could certainly try, if you have that prepared.
I do have it prepared. For my 3rd level spells, I have 1 cure mod, neutralize poison, and remove disease.
I have no helpful spells. I have mending, so if we broke Ruger's finger off, I can put it back.
Now that is incredibly useful. Holy shit, that's important. Yeah. Pretty important.
I literally just had a flash of horror, like, when she said snapping off my finger. I was like, why would you do that? Why would you snap off my finger? Don't do it.
The meat wheelbarrow's a long way off, man. We don't know when we're going to get you into that meat barrel.
Especially if Hektor turns into a statue. I'm not strong
Dude.
at all.
You guys are at the bottom of a mine shaft. It's going to be, a bit of a thing. So, just to recap the situation... Sarissa lay slain before you. Ruger Firehide is turned to stone at your back. All of the other petrified dwarves have not recovered, and Hektor's sickness is still spreading. You have found an old book, some scrolls, a few chunks of jade. You have found a very fancy dagger, and on Sarissa's person, you have found 3 vials of this noxious liquid substance that is seemingly composed strongly of venom, and this length of wood, this magic wand that you're not sure what it does. What do you do?
Sure. Let's throw neutralize poison at Hektor. And when that doesn't work, let's waste remove disease too.
Zurabak's trying, and I find that very touching.
For sure. You try casting neutralize poison, and that doesn't work. You cast remove disease, and roll me a caster level check as you channel the power of the wilds into your companion Hektor, trying desperately to navigate his nervous and immune systems to negate this horrific illness.
What level are we?
6.
24.
It's very good.
Yep.
You cast remove disease, and the stone recedes slightly. You have freed up Hektor's left arm. The stone on his skin slides backwards just a bit as you channel your divine druidic magic into Hektor's body. And Hektor, you regain the use of your left arm, but there is still an enormous patch of stone on your skin that is not dealt with. You're still going to get that -1 to all of your saving throws. So, Zurabak, it looks like you have established a stopgap, but not a permanent solution. What do you guys do?
Cast Cure Mod Wounds on Hektor. See if that does anything.
You heal some health points. I don't even know if Hektor got hurt.
I got hurt by the mephits, and then I did get bit by the snakes as well.
How much?
So I'm a little bit
How much
down.
do you heal him for, Zurabak?
It's 2d8. Okay. Plus 6. 8 and 2, 10 plus 6, 16.
Fantastic.
Full health.
So Zurabak goes full alchemist, sniffing the contents of these terrible vials, realizing that they're probably very, very bad. And tucking them away, he channels as much divine energy as he possibly can into the ailing Hektor. Trying to neutralize poison, didn't work. Tried to remove disease, a stopgap that seemed to slow the spread and reverse it slightly, but not remove the effect. And you then topped off Hektor's health points. So, all things considered, Hektor, you got some more time and you're feeling okay, considering that your flesh feels like someone grafted a stone breastplate onto your body. Ruger is still petrified. You're still in the belly of this dungeon. What do you guys do next?
I mean, if we want to get stupid, I could, where to go? Soften earth and stone.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, if we're done searching, we have the poison that's causing it, we have books, we have people who are fucked up. I think I'm going to transform into a bugbear, pick up Ruger, and let's get back to the bards. With all this shit we can't understand, and maybe there's, I don't know, someone who has healing abilities that can help us. Maybe. Unless you guys have another plan.
Rilla.
That's what I'm thinking.
Rilla, are you suggesting that you're going to take all this fucked up shit you find and take it to the grown-ups to fix?
Yup.
That's fucking excellent. Yeah, Rilla looks at everything. As Zurabak plies his divine magic, Rilla looks around at everything and like, nah, fuck this. It turns into a massive hulking bugbear, and with her vastly increased strength, throws a petrified Ruger over her shoulder. His stony form, very heavy, but not outside of your ability to carry. You bow a bit under the weight of it. And yeah, starts plodding her way to the surface. Zurabak and Hektor, do you follow suit?
Before I do, I go over to the Medusa's body, grab a handful of beard snakes and pull out one of my axes and cut off what's left of its head. And I'm going to take that with us too.
What's left of its head?
Yeah, what's left of Sarissa's head is like 2 beard snakes. Everything else is a pulpy mush. Pretty explicit. That dome's character. It is. You wrecked shop, homie. But yeah, you definitely get a couple beard snakes.
Well, the main things I want are some beard snakes and if there's any intact eyeballs.
Okay, there's
Gross.
one eyeball 20 feet away. There's one eyeball 20 feet away from the body. Yes. So you get a couple beard snakes and an eyeball.
Okay.
The eyeball is lightly dusted with a fine pink glitter. That makes it very easy to spot. Hey, this corpse is also covered in bright pink glitter. What a mental picture. Oh, God. Oh, the pink glitter.
It hides the blood?
Yeah, the pink glitter really fuses well with the blood. Oh, gross. All right, so you guys hoof it back to the surface.
Zurabak stays.
Okay. You stay in the mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you give any of the stuff to your companions to take back to the surface?
I mean, I keep the poison. I didn't take anything else from the corpse.
The poison's like the thing I want to take, because, maybe they could figure out a cure from it. I want at least one of the vials. You can keep the other 2, but I think we should take one to the bars. You give me one?
Yeah, I relinquished one.
Thank you.
So, Rilla and Hektor carrying a petrified Ruger Firehide. Alex, I'm so sorry you're the only one that got petrified.
I'm here for it.
I did not see the glitter. I did not see that glitter dust coming. Neither did Sarissa. So you have the wand, the books, the jade, the one of the vials of this weird toxin, and a petrified Ruger, and you guys start hoofing it up to the surface. Zurabak, I'm very interested. After a couple minutes, the echoing footfalls of your companions quiet down and eventually resolve into silence, and you are left alone in this subterranean chamber staring at a wide and fairly shallow pool crafted by the falling water of the stalactites in the roof of the cave. You are hearing only the methodical drip of water from the stalactites into this pool. What do you do?
Zurabak's gonna experiment. First, he's gonna push a dwarf in the pool.
You push one of these petrified stone dwarfs into the pool. They are incredibly heavy, made of solid stone, so it takes a bit to move them, but you're a big, strong druid, and you're able to eventually knock one of these over. It splashes in the water, which ripples out from it, and that's all that happens.
All right. Experiment 2. We kick the Medusa corpse into the pool.
You push the Medusa corpse into the pool, and
Is this title? Can I name this one? I know it's Brian's, but is this Zurabak develops the
scientific method.
yeah, scientific method? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if we want to go by Always Sunny naming conventions, sure. The one where Zurabak... No, that's...
Yep.
Friends.
The gang
Yeah.
does science. The gang does science.
That would be Always Sunny.
There we
yeah.
go. Zurabak, you push
I'm
the
gonna
corpse
go with
of this.
The gag gets stoned. That's the.
Shit!
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'll leave.
Alex
I'll leave.
got it. Alex got it.
Yeah, no,
That's
good.
very good. So Zurabak, you kick this Medusa corpse into the water, and the body floats on the surface of this shallow pool, and your friends are gone for a while. Spoilers: your friends are going to be gone for a while. You don't see any effect for like an hour or so, but after about an hour passes, you see you kind of reel the body back in a little bit, and you see the fingertips of this Medusa corpse are starting to stiffen and turn into stone after about an hour's exposure into this water. So it seems like this pool has been befouled with something that spreads this sickness.
Well, all right then. Fish her out of the water without getting wet. We use the 9-foot pole.
Yeah, there you go.
And we let her dry out for a bit before we chuck her at the void spike.
So that is gone. When
that closed.
Oh, that
What
closed?
Rilla
I throw it where it was.
Okay, that was on the very ceiling of this chamber. You're very strong, but catapulting a corpse up to like a man.
You want me to cast bull strength on myself to make
Sure.
it feel better?
Okay. Yeah, you do it. You throw a corpse very good. It smacks wetly into one of the stalactites around where that void spike was. There's no seeming effect as it passes through that space. It smacks wetly into a stalactite and then falls into the very center of the pool of water, 15 feet away from you.
Zurabak looks at Snake.
I would grunt if I could grunt, but I watch unknowingly.
All right, Zurabak, I'll
You're
give
not
you.
even there.
I'll give you one more
took me.
experiment
Fuck.
before we swap over. Is there something else you want to do?
Yeah, we dump one of the vials in the lake.
Okay, you unstopper one of the vials and dump it into the lake. And again, as soon as you take the stopper off this vial, the liquid inside starts to bubble inside of the vial, and a tendril of blue-gray smoke curls up from it, and you pour it into the water, and it dissipates. It spreads out very quickly into the rest of the pool, and there is no seeming effect until you look out at where Sarissa's corpse is. As you pour this into the pool, her body starts petrifying and turning to stone incredibly quickly. Way faster than it was. You can see it turning faster as you're looking at it after adding this substance to this water. It would seem as though this is the concoction that Sarissa brewed to subject the dwarves to this rock joint poison. Or rock joint sickness, I should say. Smash cut to Rilla and Hektor. You have reached your sort of entrance to this mine shaft number 10. You are trying your fucking damnedest to crawl through this like 3-foot wide hole that Whiskers and his brood carved into this mine shaft on accident. You are once again in Whiskers' midden, his horrible piss-soaked rat den. The gigantic horde of rats that was in this room previously, just devouring that entire side of beef. Half of these rats have turned to stone. There is half the number of rats in here than there were. They're now replaced by stone statues of rats, and the other half don't look very good. It seems the remnants of Whiskers' army are failing fast. But you are able to get to the surface pretty quickly. You shimmy out of the crack in the stone that leads in here, scraping Ruger terrifyingly against the stone shaft that leads here. There's a couple scrapes you're like, oh, okay, that's probably fine. But yeah,
Am I still a bugbear?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm scraping me a lot then too.
Yeah. There's a lot of scripts and scrapes.
I'm growling about.
So you you finally get to the broad spiraling stone platform. This ramp that spirals and coils up and up and up, connecting all the levels of Grotmire, the dwarven hold. What's your plan? Where are we headed? Where are we going?
Is anyone here?
There are a few dwarves running around hurriedly, smashing small barrels of what looks to be like top shelf booze. It seems there's a couple miners who had a few reserve casks of this fire water that was befouled, and are quickly draining them and smashing them and getting rid of them, lest anyone else drink this cursed brew. But that's all you see is some dwarven miners like frenzily, like prohibition style, smashing casks of booze.
How you doing, Hektor? I can still speak, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Is it spreading? Are you alright?
Has it spread anymore since he cast spells on me?
It has spread slightly, but it has definitely slowed considerably. You still have use of your arm, but it is starting to spread like up your neck, and make moving your head a little hard. What do you guys do?
Okay. Let's go to the Bard's College quick. I look for a cart or something, because I don't think walking around as a bugbear is going to work well.
Wouldn't you know it, there is a grease-spattered meat cart just
perfect
right outside of of Emperor Whiskers' midden. So you throw Ruger in the meat wagon, the meat cart.
He's finally getting a slice.
That's all he ever wanted. So yeah, you throw him in the 1-inch standing grease of the meat wagon, and you guys truck it. You beat feet. You spiral up this broad coiled ramp, going to higher and higher levels of Grotmire until eventually you're able to find one of these stone platforms. As you get higher into more populated portions of this dwarven hold, you see more and more frenzy. The city guard of Grotmire, these dwarves in red lacquered plate armor, are shuffling around in a very orderly fashion into various inns and apothecaries, pulling out bottles and barrels of this fire water and making sure no one's drinking it. They're trying to impose order, but there's a bit of frenzy going on. The industrious air of Grotmire has definitely been gripped by a sort of panic, considering what's going on. You can still hear distant clashes of gongs calling out warnings to all the denizens, but you were able to find an open elevator, which takes you up to the surface, and you are quickly able to navigate the city streets heading to the college. Just outside the doors of the college, you see Captain Kurz conferring with a couple members of his knightly order, the Order of the Quill. They're all wearing shining plate armor, and Captain Kurz is barking orders through his half-orc tusks. Remember, make sure no one imbibes any of this toxic brew. Tell every innkeeper in all of Everspring, go, men! And his knights rush off. He turns to see you, Rilla, and Hektor coming at him. He's like, you've returned! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, that's all very bad! What happened?
Medusa.
There was a Medusa?
Yep.
Like,
Hektor smashed it real good.
like with the snake hair and everything?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty gnarly. Is that a Ruger? Please tell me you found a perfectly rendered Ruger statue somewhere in your adventures, please.
I mean, technically we did, right?
Couple of scripts and scrapes, but otherwise fine.
Here, Captain Kurz says, please tell me what happened. Tell me what you found down there. Do you tell him?
Yep.
I hold up some beard snakes and an eyeball covered in pink glitter.
That's all incredibly troubling and gross, Hektor. Let's just take a step back. Wow, that's gross. Okay.
Okay, we don't have time for this, basically. We need, okay, so here's the poison. This is what causes it. We need someone to try and find an antidote using the poison. And then we also have a bunch of weird artifacts we found that I don't know what the fuck to do with, and I don't want to touch them. So we need professors? I don't know. Specialists? Your fanciest of bards? I'm not sure.
The college is currently on high alert. Surprisingly enough, a lot of the students here like to drink a lot. So we're having a hard time just getting all of the firewater out of everyone's dorm rooms. I think Moonbeam in the Hall of Whispers should be available to help out. She's very smart, and yes, let's go there. So Kurz takes the wheelbarrow from you and says, let's go, and just hoofs it, just beaten feet charging in his heavy plate armor. And lead you all through the college to the large, beautifully carved doors that lead to the Hall of Whispers. The door starts its speech like, welcome to the Hall of... And Kurz just fucking boots it open, like, while it's halfway through its spiel. It flies, shaking on its hinges as he just fucking... Like, Tokyo drifts this cart with Ruger statue in it, like, through the aisles. With you guys behind him. So, a lot of grease in this thing.
Who are you talking to, Kurz?
Who are you talking to, Ruger? Shut your mouth.
Your stone brain.
And eventually you get to the back of this enormous gallery full of every shape, size, and manner of artifact and work of art. Kurz is running past them so quickly that there's like a symphony of discordant stories as all of these artifacts start speaking at once as he's flying past them. And eventually you get to the back where a very surprised Moonbeam looks up and says, oh, it's you all. Oh, my, this all looks terrible. Kurz, did you kick my doors in? Kurz says, no time for that, Moonbeam. It's very fucking bad. And you all give Moonbeam the spiel and tell her about all the stuff you got. I assume.
Bold of you to assume based on what you've seen transpire tonight.
I just dumped the bag of holding out at her feet.
Sure.
Like, I don't know what's helpful in here, but this is what we found.
As Hektor stammeringly gives the tale of what you've all been through, and which is wild because he was blindfolded for most of it, and Rilla frenzily dumps a pile of found loot at Moonbeam's feet. She nods her tiny gnomish head along with what you're trying to tell her, trying to digest everything as quick as she can. Says, "Okay, all right, okay. I think I can help you. I think I can help. Just calm down. Everyone calm down. Let's not panic. Okay. Moonbeams and daisies. Okay, sunshine and rainbows. Okay. I think I can help. Let's start with this wand. You don't know what it does, right? Let me see if I can identify it. She rubs her hands together and holds them over this wand, and she begins to cast a spell. It's a spell that you've seen the Stricken, not Sebastian, casting before. This is Identify. She waves her small hands over it. A swirl of magical energy surrounds her, lifting the edges of her long flowing dress and rustling the branches of her woven circlet. And after a few minutes, she says, "This is a wand of a very potent spell, Break Enchantment. There's only a few charges left. I think four charges. But this wand has the power to dispel this petrification. This spell can restore your companion if you have the power to use it. You're a sorceress, are you not? You have arcane magic flowing in your very veins, right?
I guess.
Have you ever used a wand before?
Nope.
Well, here. She hands it to you. Says, hold it in your hands and calm your mind and feel the magical power coursing through it. Pretend you're tapping into whatever you tap into to cast any of your other spells, and just go to that place. I believe you can do this. There's only 4 charges left, so you'll have to be sparing. But
no pressure.
Yeah. So, Rilla, you are holding in your hand a wand of the spell Break Enchantment, which can end petrification. What do you do?
I point it at Hector, and I try to use it.
I smack it towards Ruger.
That's exactly what happens. Ruger, Firehide. You, as Rilla channels her arcane powers into this wand to activate the spell within, she naturally points it at Hector, who immediately slaps her hand, and that power is channeled directly at Ruger Firehide. And Ruger, your eyes snap open as the stone that they were currently formed from turns back to flesh, and creeping along your body from your head down to your feet, you are cured of your petrification. What do you...
I scowl at Hector and say, I was gonna do him next.
You only have 4 charges. If you can only save 4 people, save 4 others. This is my mess. I ruined it.
You're more useful, bud. Sorry.
So, Ruger, you are now flesh again. You are sitting in an inch of meat grease in the meat wagon, and you are back in the Hall of Whispers. The last thing you remember was staring at the Medusa.
What I miss?
I throw the beard snakes on the ground.
It all comes slamming back to me.
So Moonbeam looks at all this and says, "Okay, so we've got some sort of some sort of dire, horrific concoction that was added to the waters down there. Is that the prevailing theory? Oh, this does look dire. I'm not sure what to do about this. I'll have to study this. Maybe I can identify this as well." And she once again waves her hand over this vial, and she casts a different spell. One that, really, you've never seen anyone cast before. You're not exactly sure what's going on. You can roll a spellcraft check if you like.
Sure, why not? I got a 9.
Okay. You have no idea what Moonbeam is casting here, but her eyes roll in the back of her head. Her hair stands on end, and she starts humming this strange discordant melody that sends chills up your spine. And she's like this for several minutes. Just in this weird state. Captain Kurz looks at you all and says, "Wow, I've never seen this done so close. I think Moonbeam is attempting to cast a legend lore. You should all feel honored. She's communing with the goddess Narrativa herself to see if there's any legend she can pull from the ether about this horrible fluid. This is how the bards are able to gain knowledge from any of the artifacts we find, pulling the knowledge directly from Narrativa's vast wisdom. It can take anywhere from a few minutes to an hour. I'm not sure how long she'll be like this." Cut to Zurabak. Zurabak the Druid, you are chilling in the mines. You have determined through your own grim experimentations that that weird void spike that was in the ceiling of this chamber is gone. There doesn't seem to be any weird activity around it, and that what caused the water in this pool to start turning everyone to stone was whatever shit is in these vials. This was the cause. Adding that second vial is what sped up the process. So you have a quickly fossilizing Medusa corpse in the middle of this pool of water now. Is there any other experimentation or stuff you'd like to do?
Well, I mean, if there were more steaks, you'd eat them.
You're just enjoying being alone in the mine.
It's just a pool, right?
It is it's a shallow pool of water.
Is there
30 feet wide.
A way to drain it?
Not that you can see from where you're standing on the edge. I mean, if there was somewhere for this water to go, it may have found it already. If you want to get in there and try to search around and see if there's any sort of blockage or drain, you certainly can. But you'd have to, get in there somehow to investigate it. It's a pretty broad pool, and it's not exactly crystal clear water. But you are more than welcome to investigate that if you can describe to me how you get on out there.
Yeah, no, Zurabak just walks around the mines then some.
Okay.
Occasionally pushing over dwarves.
Okay. You find a shit ton of petrified dwarves, usually huddled with horror painted all over their faces. And some of them arrayed in strange configurations, obviously by Sarissa or the Earth Mephits that were here for a while. Yeah, that's pretty much all. It's pretty much all you find. But yeah, it's a very large mine shaft with just shit tons of people in here. There were a lot of folks that got caved in. It seems the only way in or out is through that hole leading from Whiskers Midden. Back in the College of Whispers, after about half an hour of watching Moonbeam cast this spell, casting legend lore, literally reaching out to the goddess Narrativa, goddess of stories, to bequeath upon her some deeper knowledge of this mysterious fluid you see in front of you. Her eyes roll back down. She blinks, and her hair falls back behind her shoulders, and she wavers on her feet, but Kurz catches her with one of his large half-orc hands, and she says, We are very, very fortunate. I've gotten a vision from Narrativa. This horrid ichor, it was made by the Medusa you killed. It is a combination of the venom from her snakes and her tears mixed together into some horrid concoction. The venom of a Medusa's serpents and the tears from a Medusa's eyes mixed together in this horrible, horrid ichor. It appears that she was trying to poison the entire hold without having to raise a finger, without having to battle all of us herself. What a horrid villain. But we know the ingredients. That's more than the ancient dwarves had. They had no idea what was causing it. I think we might be able to craft some sort of antidote. It will take time. But I think we can get some of our alchemists on this right away. We'll have to. And she gathers up the nasty snake, beard snakes, and the glitter-stained eyeball, and rushes out of the hall, saying that she's going to find some of their alchemists to work on a solution. What do you guys do? Ruger, you are back with the living. Rilla, you are still holding this wand, and Hektor, you are still being slowly petrified. What do you guys do?
I am waiting for a moment where Hektor is completely distracted to cast the spell of Cure on him.
Fantastic.
That's what I'm doing.
As Hector's eyes turn to gaze upon Moonbeam rushing out of the room with the, hopefully what will now become alchemical reagents, to maybe fix this problem, you point your wand at Hektor, and you channel this magical power through it, calling upon the magic in your very blood to cast this spell, and you are horrified to find that it does not work.
Doesn't work on the poison, it works on the regular petrification process.
It would seem so. It would appear that this particular wand does not have any effect on rock joint specifically. And as that looming realization comes over you, that is where we will end this episode. Hello and welcome to As the Dice Turns, the podcast after the podcast, where we take a deep dive into our player characters' psychology, their motivations, their characterizations, and try to get a better understanding of them as people. In this part of the show, we ask each of our protagonists a question and hope that it uncovers some deeper insight into their character. The question for today is, what cheers you up when you are sad, when you are blue, when you are having a horrible, heart-rivening case of existential dread? What pulls you out of that blackness and brings you back to the light? What cheers you up? We're going to start today with Ruger Firehide. Mr. Firehide, lawman extraordinaire, how are you today?
I'm doing fine, host, and yourself?
I am great. This particular topic has got me in a very good mood. I'm really excited to see what kind of answers you all come up with and see if I can apply them to my daily life, honestly. The question today is, what cheers you up? What makes you happy? What picks you back up when you're feeling blue?
Well, host, that is a delightfully light question on the heels of what you normally throw at me. So I'm going to take this one in stride. I happen to be a man of simple pleasures. I like a good whiskey. I like a red meat. I like long walks on the beach or whatever. But truth be told, host, my real answer is the rain. I happen to be big fan of rainy days. It washes the world clean, and in the same way, I feel like it washes me free of the dirt I carry, not just on my coat, but on my soul.
Oh, wow. That was a rather poetic answer. Surprisingly so. Okay, so rain. The rain cheers you up. That's an interesting answer. I think most people might find the rain a little, maybe not full on depressing, but I'm sure some people find the rain to be a bit of a bummer.
Gloomy.
It's interesting. What? Yes, gloomy. I think gloomy is the perfect word. It's interesting that you come at it from an opposite perspective. I certainly enjoy the sound of the rain, but all that wetness can be a bit of a drag. So you find the rain soothing psychologically and physically. Do you I'm interested in the term washes the world clean. Do you find the world in general to be a dirty place, metaphorically or literally?
Well, host, I'm from the Freeholds. It's not exactly a paradise by any means. It's a pretty rough and tumble place with, it's adjacent to the Badlands. It's a mite dirty and a little bit rough, a little bit dangerous, and a little bit scary sometimes, But when the rain washes through, all the bad things hunker down and weather it out, and, lonely man on a road with his horse can feel enveloped by the world as it rains.
Oh, well, that makes total sense. A wonderfully worded and beautifully expressed answer to the question. I appreciate your candor, sir. I may never look at the rain the same way again. Thank you for stopping by. We certainly appreciate it.
Pleasure as always.
All right, let's move along to Hektor. Hektor, the gatekeeper, keeper of the gates. How are you today, sir?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. After a little chat with Ruger there, I'm a little introspective. But I'm looking very much forward to your answer on this. I'm sure you'll have something that I can incorporate into my day-to-day life. The question today, Hektor, is what cheers you up? When you're feeling blue, when you're feeling down, what brings you back?
Well, during the times in my life when I've been at my lowest, the thing that always brought me back from that point was pancakes.
Interesting. A good old stack of just warm, buttery flapjacks?
Yeah.
Well, that begs the question, Hektor. Who makes the best pancakes?
In the world, who makes the best pancakes in the world?
In your world, in your experience, the ones that you've had so far?
Well, I don't know about that, but if you were asking the big question about who makes the best pancakes in the world, that would be my dad.
There you go. Okay. So your father, the chieftain of the Gatekeeper clan, Rufus, the Gatekeeper, he makes the best pancakes in all of Meosha?
You don't get to be chief without picking up a few skills.
I'm sure that's very true. Well, that's a delightful answer. There's nothing like a fluffy and piping hot stack of delicious pancakes to really raise your spirits. I can certainly appreciate that answer. Let me ask you this. Does your dad make pancakes often, or is it a special occasion food?
Every Sunday morning, my dad would wake all of us kids up with Now, granted, I have a lot of brothers and sisters, so the
Right.
platter of pancakes that we would wake up to
Oh my
every
word.
Sunday morning,
Mhm.
you have never and will never see so many pancakes in all of your life.
I don't doubt that is true. It would have to have been a giant's feast of pancakes stacked as high as the mountains in the gate themselves. Well, that's delightful. Just last quick point of clarification, because I'm just so interested in this. Was there anything special in that recipe? We talking straight up buttermilk pancakes, or we got some blueberries, some apples and cinnamon? What kind of stuff we got in there, Hector?
The recipe to the Gatekeeper clan pancakes is a secret that has been guarded for many generations and will continue to be guarded for many more generations. You can probe all you like, host, but this gate will be kept.
Hector, you got that look in your eyes that makes me feel just the slightest bit unsafe. So I'm just going to move on to the next person. I appreciate that answer. And I hope one day, by some twist of fate, I'm able to enjoy these delicious and magical and top secret pancakes. Thank you very much for coming out. And I will not ask again.
Got my eye on you.
Okay. Next up, we've got Rilla Longshadow, sorceress of Greenleaf. Rilla, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good today, actually. It's a nice, clean recording studio. You know, I didn't have to go after Zurabak. All is well.
I'm very glad to hear it. I'm trying to switch up the order every once in a while. You know, it's sometimes it slips my mind, but yeah. The question for today is one I have to be very candid. I'm very interested to see what your answer to this question is. The question today is, what cheers you up when you're feeling down, when you're feeling low? What brings you back to the light? What cheers you up, Rilla?
Well, the quick and easy answer is Dara, but you know, she's not around these days. So, when she's not available, I know this is going to kind of sound funny, but I really like sitting around a campfire and listening to other people talk. I don't really want to engage, but I like conversation as long as I'm not required to partake.
Interesting. Now, see, that comes as quite a surprise, considering your normal stance on being around crowds of people and their inevitable interest in you, not only because you're an elf from the forest, which is a rare sight, but also a naturally talented spellcaster, which is even rarer. But so you enjoy the nearly hypnotic din of conversation that people get into as long as you aren't the focus of it.
I think traveling with my companions has given me a little bit of a break from being the focus. Because, you know, Hector likes to take up a lot of attention, and that's great for me. And it's nice just listening to everyone chat, and they don't make me talk all the time. So that's great. Yeah, I am enjoying our campfires quite a bit. It's not as good as hanging out with Dara, but it's pretty close.
Sure. Well, I'm sure few things could even come close to comparing to the bond you have with your sister, still living in Greenleaf. But it's lovely to hear that you are enjoying your time with your companions and that their conversations are enough to to bring you out of any funk you might be in. That's a very surprising answer and very interesting insight into your character. I very much appreciate you chatting with us today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right, until next time, Miss Longshadow. That brings us, lastly, but certainly not leastly, to... Okay, I'm being handed a piece of paper. Oh, okay. Wow. That brings us to... King of the Shocker Lizards, Champion of the Goats, Emperor of the Rats, Dread God of Almiosha, the Druid Zurabak. Zurabak, why the fuck did you make me read all this?
Because it's important.
Okay, great. I don't think that last one has come to pass yet. I think it might be a little premature, don't you? With the Dread
You
God?
always have to think of the future.
Right, dress for the job you want. All right, Zurabak. I can't believe I made the mistake of referring to you as a Dread God in the past. I fear I'm as much to blame for what comes next as anyone.
You done fucked up.
I done fucked up, folks. Dear listeners, you heard it straight from the orc's mouth. Well, all that aside, the apocalypse I've writ into the heavens aside, Zurabak, the question today is a simple one, and I'm sure it will receive the exact same amount of deference you give all the other questions I ask you. What cheers you up? Oh my god, I just thought about what you might actually say to this, and now I don't want to hear it. But it's too late. The arrow's been loosed, and it's only going to find its mark. Zurabak, what cheers you up when you're sad?
Oh, the whimpering and cries of lesser beings, their bones breaking, their pleas for help, and, just general things of that nature.
Yeah, alright. Okay. Yep. I didn't think about this one. I didn't think about you when I came up with this one. You know what? Let's just leave that as it is, and we don't need to get any more granular with that. Zurabak, you've answered.
Cries. Oh,
you've answered the question. Lovely, and we certainly appreciate your candor. And until next time, keep those dice turning. Hey there, dear listeners. It is Sam, the Dungeon Master here, checking in with the credits at the end of the show. You already know that music for Challenge Rating 0 is provided by the impeccably talented Danielle Taylor-Williams, also known as the Harp Wolf. You can find more of her music at danielletaylorharp.bandcamp.com. You also know that you need to check out her album called Why Are We Surprised When Seasons Change? It's a real banger. She's an incredible talent, and you should not miss out on these hot tracks. Additional music for Challenge Rating 0 is provided by the incredible Justin Ra. You gotta go to his website, justinra.com, check out his amazing work, and also check out his album called Age of the Spirit. You'll be a fool if you don't. If you want to follow us here at the show, you can check out our Facebook, Challenge Rating 0. We've got an Instagram at Challenge Rating 0. You can find us on Twitter at Challenge_ZERO. You can also follow us individually on Twitter. Beth is at Dragon, the letter N Distress. Brian is at Dalabrak. Alex is at Alex Klenke, Klenke. And I, your humble Dungeon Master, at am Horace Kemp 3, HORUSKEMP 3. Special shout out to Apotheosis Comics and Lounge here in St. Louis, Missouri on South Grand. They're open and have some lovely, amazing gaming spaces available for folks to play at. You can book a private room to play board games with, your crew. They're a great comic book store and game shop. I run two campaigns there every week, and you should check them out if you're in the St. Louis area. You should also check out samthedm.com, my personal private amazing website that's actually not private because anyone can go there, and you can find out how to book me as your Dungeon Master. If you're in the St. Louis area, I will come to your place and run a game for you and your friends or family. If you are not in the St. Louis area, we can do stuff over the various video call applications available to mankind now. Think about giving it a shot. You can email me for rates, and if you're interested in having a professional Dungeon Master run you through some stuff, feel free to reach out. I believe that's going to do it. We are releasing episodes of our show on Mondays now, not Sunday. That's why you're seeing this pop up in your feeds today. We're releasing every other Monday instead of every other Sunday. That should do it. Thanks so much for listening, folks. We really appreciate your ears, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye.